we are back here in Mr. International Philippines 2022 Grand Coronation Night. Our top 20 has already been selected and went through the casual interview and formal wear competitions. And we are now ready to meet our top gentlemen who will keep on fighting until the end of the show tonight.
And after the selection of top 10, they will immediately move forward to the last hurdle of the night, the final question and answer. Are you guys ready to meet this year's top 10? Here now are the top 10 finalists in random order.
Having the first spot for the top 10 of this year's Mr. International Philippines is... Candidate number 5, Cagayan de Oro City, Andre John Quinn. Advancing to the competition tonight is 11. Candidate 16, Macabebe, Pampanga, Godfrey Nicolay Murillo. You are still in Candidate 24, Quezon Province, Isam Hip. Please step forward. Candidate 9, Cebu City, John Ernest Danting. Taking the 5th spot is Candidate 25, San Juan City, Kit Cortez.
The next candidate in our top 10 is candidate number 14, Imos, Cavite, Christian Carlo de los Santos. Taking our 6th spot in the competition is candidate number 3, Binyan Laguna, Mark Mardon Avendaño. Next in the top 10 is candidate number 15, Leyte, Michael Beranton Kumaling. There are only 2 more spots left in the top 10. The second to the last spot is for candidate number 11, Davao City. Only 1 more spot left for the top 10. On the top 10 is candidate number 23, Parañaque City, Myra Jude Ordinalio.
Congratulations to our top 10! For the rest of our semi-finalists, thank you very much, and we are so proud of you for making it this far.
We now turn over the next segment to the King of Talk, Mr. Boy Abunda, to proceed to the final leg of the competition, the Q&A round.
That's okay, Kylie and Michael. Salamat. Palakpakan po natin Miss Kylie Versosa. Michael, thank you. You will be back.
Thank you,
Go on.
boys. See you later.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the final Q&A portion of tonight's pageant, Mr. International Philippines. Ganito po ang rule. Each candidate will pick a question from this bowl, and the candidate may request for me to repeat the question if there is a need for repetition. And we would like to start with our first finalist. Direct, you have to tell me, where do I start? Maraming salamat. I've had a couple of sessions with the boys in Q&A. Let's see. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. And let's start with candidate number 5. Andre? Yes, please. May I read the question for you? Pwede mong ipaulit kung gusto mo. And your question is... May kahabaan po ang tanong. Andre, kung makakaharap mo ang Panginoong Diyos at pwede kang magtanong ng iisang bagay sa Kanya, ano yun?
Mayong gabi sa inyong tanan. If tatanungin ako ng Diyos, if ako ang magtatanong sa Diyos, ang tatanungin ko po, kung bakit po nandito ako sa mundo. Pero alam ko po kung bakit ako nandito. For my gift, kasi lahat po tayo may gift. And gusto ko po i-nurture yung gift. I want to nurture my gift and to use my advocacy to inspire others. Thank you.
I understand what you're trying to say. Because ang hirap makaharap ang Diyos. What you're trying to tell me is that instead of asking the question, you want to say thank you. And thank you, Mr. Cagayan de Oro. Maraming salamat, Andre. Thank you. Palapakan po natin si Andre. Maraming salamat. Number 16. Kumusta?
Okay naman po, kinakabahan pero andito pa rin po nakatayo.
Normal lang yung kaba? Normal lang yung kaba?
Yes po.
Okay. Your question. Ano ang nais mong sabihin sa kahit sinong nanonood ngayong gabi na nakakaranas ng bullying? Would you like me to repeat the question? Ano ang nais mong sabihin sa kahit sinong nanonood ngayong gabi dito na nakakaranas ng bullying?
Ang masasabi ko po sa nakakaranas ng bullying dito sa mga tao dito, huwag tayong mawala ng pag-asa. Dahil andyan ang Diyos, andyan ang ating mga pamilya, kaibigan, para suportahan tayo at para hindi tayo mawala ng pag-asa sa buhay. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat, Mr. Macabebe, Pampanga. Let's now go to candidate number 24. You can pick your question, please. Your question is it okay to love and not be loved in return? I'll say that again. Is it okay to love and not be loved in return?
Thank you po, Tito. Well, it's not necessary to be loved. As long as you are given love for people, respect, equality between the people, it's enough. In Arabic we say, "In ba'dakum tasawi yun." It means we are equal in love, in everything. We also, if we don't give in return the love, doesn't matter. As long we give the love for the people, we'll be always thankful. Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And our fourth finalist is number 9. Mr. Cebu City, you may pick your question. Yes, I will. Ikaw okay lang if you're not loved in return? Yes, it's okay. As long as you love. Yes. Kwayo ko. Here's your question. A foreigner asks you, Mr. Cebu requests that his question be asked in English. A foreigner asks you, why is it more fun in the Philippines? What would you say?
I would say that it's more fun in the Philippines because of the culture that we have, the tourism that we have, the food that we have. The Philippines in general is one of the most beautiful countries that I've ever been to, and the food, the country, the people, it speaks for itself. I mean, if I could name all the places in the Philippines, it's all beautiful from the people, from the culture, from the food. The people are so beautiful, and I want everyone who's watching right now, especially from abroad, please come visit the Philippines and you'll experience paradise. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cebu. Alam niyo po si Mr. Cebu, the first time I met him, Mama Rene, you better listen to this, binigyan niya ako ng dried mangoes. I don't know what it meant, but I took it to heart. He's a kind boy. Our next candidate, pero totoo po yun. You know, he made sure that he gave sweet dried mangoes to his friends. Our next candidate, our next finalist is number 25. Good evening. Your question. How old are you now? How old are you now?
I'm 21 years old.
When you're walking down from there to here, what were you telling yourself?
Well, actually, I feel that I'm supposed to be nervous, but as I'm walking down towards you, I'm telling myself that I can do this, you know? Nothing will go wrong as soon or as much as if I am going to believe in myself and in
You can.
Yeah, of course I
You
can.
can. Okay, here is your question. Canada recently joined Uruguay. Am I pronouncing it correctly? I think I am. Uruguay as a second nation in the world to make marijuana legal. What is your opinion on the legalization of marijuana in the Philippines? Okay. Ang Canada, recently ay katulad ng Uruguay, ang pangalawang bayan sa buong mundo na ginawang legal ang marijuana. What is your opinion kung gagawing legal ang marijuana dito sa Pilipinas?
Thank you very much. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that that idea has been really considered by many experts. We have to consider the pros and cons of marijuana. And it doesn't mean that if the other countries accepted it, we would. But in my opinion, marijuana has its own medical advantages. And for all I know, I'm all for it as long as it will be limited and will not be used to businesses that will be gateway to our illegal drugs and of course crimes. That's all.
Maraming salamat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Aren't you proud of the guys? Let's go to candidate number 14. Imus Cavite. Please, your question. May tawag ang Imus, di ba? It's supposed to be the
Flag capital of the
I'm sorry?
Flag capital of the Philippines.
Flood? Yes. Flood capital.
Flag.
It's a flag, I'm sorry.
Bandila.
My bad. It's the flag capital of the Philippines because our national flag was...
It is part of the history of the Philippines when it comes to freedom or freedom.
Tama.
Laki po yung contribution niya.
Napakalaki sa ating kasaysayan. Mr. Imos, your question is, kung may isang bagay kang ihihingi ng tawad sa Diyos, ano ito at bakit?
I think if I would wish something to God, it is to change the mindset of the people, to teach everyone discipline. Because I think discipline, it makes us think what is right. It makes us decide on what to do. And I think if we all live in a more disciplined way, I think we will have a better world. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Imos. Thank you very much. From Mr. Imos, we now go to number 3, Binyan, Laguna. Can pick your question. Mr. Binyan, your question is, ano sa tingin mo ang maipagmamalaki ng mga kalalakihang Pilipino sa buong mundo? You want to repeat the question? Okay, say it again. Ano sa tingin mo ang maipagmamalaki ng mga lalaking Pilipino sa buong mundo?
I think that we are distinctively handsome. And I know that we have the characteristics of our national hero in our blood, running through our veins. The love for our country, the bravery of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. And that is my answer. Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, Mr. Binyan. Come on down. Join me, number 15. Leyte.
May nagabi dito, boy.
Maupay nga gabi ang imo, Michael. Ang imo question. Michael, later your question is, the security guard incident in Ortigas, you heard about it. Sabi nila, pag mayaman, may investigasyon. Pag mahirap, diretso kulong. Comment. Okay. The security guard incident in Ortigas, kung saan nasagasaan, hit and run, sabi ng mga netizens, pag mayaman daw, may investigation. Pag mahirap, diretso kinukulong. Your comment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I saw that video that security guard. It was really heartbreaking kasi
a normal security guard doing his job, and he got tumbled down because of that car. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, kung ano man yung mangyari, kung ano man yung dapat na kinasangkuntan mo, or you done this criminal, you should be penalized. Kung mayaman ka man, mahirap, you should be penalized according to the law. And that would be all. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat, Michael. Thank you very much, Mr. Leite. Thank you. Let's now go to number 11. Number 11. Your question. Batiin mo muna ang mga nanonood sa Bisaya.
Mayong gabi kaninyang tanan, mga Davao. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat.
Maraming salamat. Your question. Sa Davao, sino ang pipiliin mo? Ibig sabihin, girlfriend. Mahal mo o mahal ka? At bakit?
Thank you po sa maganda. Pipiliin ko po yung mahal ako. Dahil po, pag mahal po ako ng girlfriend ko, mas mapagpakita niya yung pagmamahal sa akin. Then, matuto din po akong mahalin siya. Katulad ng pagmamahal niya sa akin. Yun lang po ang salamat.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Davao. Thank you. Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Of course, Mr. Paranaque. Last but not the least, number 23. We have 2 more questions, actually, and you can choose one. I remember I asked this question when I did an interview with Danielle Padilla. Mr. Paranaque, in a romantic relationship, what is worse than betrayal? Can I say it again? In a romantic relationship, what is worse than betrayal?
Thank you for that question, Tito Boy. In a romantic relationship, it takes commitment, it takes perseverance, and it takes time. What's worse than betrayal is unloyalty. And that goes the same for loyalty to our family and to our friends and for our loved ones. Because at the end of the day, you can't be in a relationship if you're not committed and if you're not loving that person equally. Because at the end of the day, you need to love yourself first before you share that love amongst others. And before that, before you inspire that and love yourself first, how can you love a whole city, a whole nation, or a whole country if you can't love yourself? At the end of the day, betrayal is worse if you don't love yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Paranaque. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Kindly bring the mic, please. So you know, mga kaibigan, the question which was not picked was, pabor ka ba na dapat lahat ng lalaki 18 years old and above ay mag-train at sumabak sa giyera for the Philippines? Just for the record. So maraming salamat. That was our final Q&A for Mr. International Philippines 2022.